The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
We welcome back our friends 5 Seconds of Summer. Hey, you guys get in here. What's going on? You guys, welcome back.
Are we on air right now?
You're on the air. Use all the foul language you can.
Wow. Radio.
Holy! Oh my God! Hey, we have to introduce you to our new friend, Honey German.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Honey,
that name.
I'm scoping all of them out right now.
scope them out. Okay, so let's just get the dirty work out of the way first. Now, you guys know you've been coming to see us since you were a good 17 years old. I mean, it's been like 4 or 5, whatever years.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, how tall are you guys?
It's the number one question about 5 seconds of summer these days.
No, but I have a really good reason for asking it.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
It's six foot. We're all over 6 foot, I'd say.
You're
All right.
like 6'2".
On a good day, Luke's 6'8".
Okay. Okay, here's my question. We have a member of our show. Her name is Samantha. Where is Samantha? She, in the interest of procreating, and she'll give you something to sign.
Procreation.
She wants one of you to father a child, and it could be through a turkey baster.
Because of the height?
Yeah, she wants guaranteed height for her kid.
All right, Elvis, I can't lie, and I have to say that is the weirdest thing that anyone has ever offered on radio.
Well, that's the goal, isn't it? No,
All right.
You don't have to answer now, but there'll be paperwork that releases you from any responsibility for raising a child.
No, wait, is it guaranteed that the kid would be tall?
Well, yeah, of course. Look how tall they are.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but we'll have to talk about it.
It's not the way I imagine raising a child. If maybe Cal's up for that. I think.
No, but that's
Why
the
not?
Why him?
That's the beauty. You don't have to raise a child.
Yeah.
You just be a part of the mechanics, and you just make a tall baby and just go do your go do your show.
Sounds heartless.
It is. It is totally
Cold.
All right. Well, you're years away from doing that. As of last count, Youngblood is number 1 in over 22 countries. Is this
Wow.
true? Do you guys keep a tab on that kind of thing?
Well, no, we don't keep a tab, but if everyone's smiling that's working with us these days, that's a good sign because we've seen them frown a lot as well. So it's like we gauge the room. But it's incredible. I mean, we just spoke to some fans outside the station here.
Right.
They seem stoked.
Well, we're all stoked.
Which is crazy. I mean, we've been working on this for a long time, so this is absolutely amazing.
I'm watching the numbers right now. Number 1 in 23 countries now. You're in the top 5 in 64 countries around the world.
Damn.
But what's kind of cool about let's talk about Youngblood. Actually, the single made number 1 in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your home country.
Yes.
Which is unusual for an Australian to hit number 1 in Australia. Why is that?
I like that you noticed that. I'm unsure about that. I feel like sometimes the Australian music scene can, I don't know, favor American artists or something. And I feel like they try and, support Australian artists, and sometimes it just doesn't work for them.
Yeah, I think naturally because Australia is so separate from the rest of the world, we tend to gravitate towards international artists, and it's hard for an actual Australian artist to break out there.
Mhm.
And it's like it's something that we've dreamed of having like a really like solidified hit in our home country.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks
it's
number 1
just
over
4
there.
weeks
amazing
now.
for us, really.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, so you do keep an eye on the numbers.
We keep an eye on some of
We,
them, yeah.
we keep an eye on the good ones.
I see.
I just keep tabs on Hawaii. I want to know what's up. I want to play some gigs over there. I want to start playing gigs in places where it's sunny.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we don't really do that.
I think, you know what? I think you're at a point now.
Yeah.
You're at a point where you can do several things. Number 1, you can record albums that you want to record. You can write the music that no one else will influence, just you. You're at that point in your career. And secondly, you only have to do shows in sunny places.
Oh, that's not true.
Just do like the Caribbean for a month. I don't
A
know.
month? I don't know.
Why not?
But no, we're loving it at the moment. Like, it's so good. I mean, Youngblood is we worked on it for 2 years, so it's a big deal for us.
Yeah.
I can see. And I was talking to Crazy Joe Rainey from the record
Crazy
label.
Joe.
And he said you guys are probably a lot more excited than you'll show because I mean
Yeah, well, we haven't slept an awful lot in the last 5 months, so you're looking
Yeah,
at
it's been mostly plain sleeves, but I mean it's exciting, man. I'm excited to take it on the road as well. We're doing North America in September as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be great to play this album on the road.
I feel so silly listening. I was listening to the album on the way, and it feels like I'm doing a dirty thing for some reason.
Why
I don't
is
know.
that?
Why?
Listening to your own music is like I don't know. It's a little weird. It's not as cool when it's not in a
No.
Dropbox.
Callum's been
kinda
listening to it nonstop. That's
Yeah.
all he's played.
I love it.
See, you're supposed to be a fan of your music.
Yeah.
I guess it does feel weird. Like you don't want to see pictures of you like doing it with someone else.
Well, that's
There's like a
You know what I'm
picture
saying?
of you listening to your own band. I mean,
you-
I like it.
I don't mind that. That's
but no, you don't want to listen to your own music when you're getting it on with somebody. That's a little conceited.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
It's
That's
happening.
happened.
Oh, that's
Do
right.
tell.
You should feel fine about that.
It was by accident, but you know. you get
Anyway,
playlisted.
about the
Anyway.
album.
You know what? But this is all about the album. Sort of. So on the road beginning in September. Now, the last time I caught up with you, it was downstairs at our iHeart Theater, and you guys had been on the road, and I could see how you were like, we're ready to get off the road. I mean, it's a taxing thing. I mean, so what have you learned during your days on the road that you will do differently this tour, so you can like take care of yourself a little better? I mean, are there little things you can do?
I mean, you learn so much about yourself when you go on tour, you know, and it's very different from when you have like a regular home life. Like you learn all of the things about you that make you tick and like what you need in order to be happy. You know, so I think, you know, there's a bunch of different things, but like, I mean, especially for this tour, there was something that was really just like reinvigorating for us about playing these smaller shows that felt like, you know, we were kind of going back to the roots and like starting the whole thing again. Which, you know, that for us was kind of like the good part. You know, and like it was tiring because we had to do like, you know, we're obviously out here promoting a record, but playing those shows was just like unbelievable.
Yep.
So it takes you back to the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, we wanted to do that for our fans, though. That's the way we kind of shared our music from day one. Like, we would play a bunch of songs that no one knew, and hopefully, you know, they would find it online. And then, you know, come in, you know, when the record comes out, they already have favorites and stuff, which is the way it works for our band, and I like how we do it that way.
And now that we've done those like songs in a smaller space, like we're ready to take them to the bigger tour at the end of the year. You know, like those songs have already been shaped live, and you know.
Sounds great.
The cool thing is you can go back to smaller venues and go back to your roots, but at the same time, you're staying in much better hotels, right? You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the one thing you guys fight about? Because you have to have arguments.
I would say, what do we actually fight about? I don't know.
There's no real fighting within the band. If it's more a controlled argument.
Okay.
If we're like very passionate about something.
I can't even think of something that we've had like a controlled argument about. Like, there's no like one.
It's usually about bettering the band, though. Like, if something's not right on one of our social pages, or like the band's not being portrayed, it's more.
Yeah, but it's never with each other.
It's never with each other. It's
No,
more
because
like,
if anything goes wrong, it's everybody else's fault. It's not ours.
Speaking of social media, now Honey German is like such an expert when it comes to celebrities. Now, in your experiences, Honey, like what is your advice ever to anyone who is out there doing social media for their band, for the music? Like what is like a trick that they can use to get more and more attention?
I always say you just have to be interactive with all the fans. You know, if you can get someone who's designated to just answer every single comment or message, as long as people feel important, they feel appreciated, and they feel like they're getting the love back, they're going to love you forever.
I know, but there's tens of millions of them.
I know, but
They need more than one
every here
person.
and there, you can throw in a comment and people see it and they're like, wow, you know, they really mess with their fans. Like someone answered. Even if you guys go on live, like some comments, just being interactive with the people that are showing you all this love and coming out for you and supporting you. Yeah? You're not sold on it?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
I agree. There's only so many hours in a day, but I think, we've been doing that on that's how we kind of started our band, you know, doing that stuff every day and doing like, you know, the little like the videos all the time.
Yeah.
That was like kind of our before we even had music out. It's funny.
Yeah, I see other artists do that a lot as well. We try to do it for the right reasons. Like if we're gonna, you know, talk to people, we want to remember we're talking to like actual people and what do they want to speak about with us. So I actually keep my communication kind of at a minimum so I can actually have real conversations with people when I meet them. Because that's how I wanted to live my life, you know. I think it's important to you know, find the genuine line of what you're really talking about, or you're just talking to people because they're fans, you know, in quotation marks. So yeah, I'm keeping it real over here.
Also, I'm thinking, honey, what about look? You can show these great pictures of you on a stage with a billion people behind you. I can Google and get those, but if I can see pictures of them just doing like putting peanut butter on a piece of bread, or you know what I'm saying?
Good. That's good.
That's amazing.
That was good.
Or if when you guys sit down to write music, I know you're in the zone, but I bet that's intense to see you guys all together like writing a song with each other. That's got to be a crazy like behind the scenes moment.
Yeah, we've definitely been talking about the next record, maybe involving some sort of documentary around writing the next album.
Yeah.
So we're definitely, always being proactive and thinking about what we're about to do next. Even though we just released the album today, we're already thinking about the next one.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This just in. You're number one in another country. Just want to let you know. Have you seen Logic's documentary? His documentary is amazing.
I haven't watched that yet.
It's one of the best I've ever seen. So maybe
Is that the one on Netflix? Can we say Netflix?
Yes.
I actually saw it on. It was an iTunes.
I did see it. It was very good. I liked them. There was a moment that he actually realized, because I know that feeling of being in something and being like every day work hard every day, yeah. And then like he actually realizes everything he's accomplished and starts like crying and.
Yeah,
I thought it was like that was the best moment for me.
It gets emotional, and
Yeah.
and let's get back to the writing though, and let's get back to the album. Let's get back to Youngblood. Now, this album. By the way, one of our interns has already heard the whole album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kit, is she here?
Kitty.
Now,
Look at that Foster shirt.
Wearing a shirt.
Now, what I got from her is that this every track, every song has it's from a different universe. There's not a lot of similarities between the tracks, which is great. It shows.
Yeah, well, I think that's the way. I think that's the way modern music's working, and that's what I was excited about for Youngblood, because it has so many different elements, that people can be a fan of. It's not just a straight down the line one genre album, and I think that's awesome. I think that's where music's at these days. So, I'm excited to see actually where the fans gravitate towards, like what songs they like, and how do we kind of replicate
Kitty,
that.
Come here.
Kitty,
tell them what your favorite song is. Here, you hit this
Kitty.
microphone.
What do you like?
You ready? Are you ready for some criticism?
I'm ready.
Hopefully she likes some of them because
I made a list of.
I like. Hold
Okay,
on, give me a second.
here's a list.
This is the most important moment of your day, right here. All right, what do you have for 5 seconds of something?
Okay, I did a top 3.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I love Talk Fast. It has like a super 80s vibe.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
I love Lie to Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And
No, why?
Lie to Me.
Yeah.
It was just so like I thought it was going to sound different. I thought it was going to be like this super upbeat thing, but it was really just like if you love me, like lie to me, don't tell me that. And that was just so I love that. I didn't expect that.
What is it with you people? What else?
And the last one, Ghost of You.
Oh, yeah.
That one just kind of
You-
surprised
you
me
like
too.
You like an 80s jam and a good time, but also a bit of like
Yeah.
a sad, like,
Yeah, I like the kind of like sad boy 5 sauce bend, but also like that's super. I wasn't expecting Talk Fast.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting that one when that came on, and it
That's
was
good.
really fantastic.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster of emotions. This
Wow.
Elvis, you
Yeah.
better be listening to it. all day.
No. Let's see. I didn't get it. I bought it like everyone else. They offer us early listens. I don't do it. I want to be like everyone else.
that's
I was
nice.
listening to it in the taxi this morning. I was on my way here in the taxi.
What did the driver say, or was it in your headphones?
It was in my headphones.
Yeah.
I'm not going to share that with someone else. I'm
That's
Share
awesome.
that moment.
not going to share
for
that
listening.
like
Yeah,
first
thank you for
moment.
listening to it.
How long have you been a fan of our band? Or haven't you?
I've been here since Heartbreak Girl.
Damn.
Damn.
Lucky you.
I haven't even been here since already.
Honestly, I checked out after Heartbreaker.
Michael joined sounds good, feels good.
Oh, yeah. So Michael just joined yesterday again. It's like,
I'm new here. I don't know what's going on.
That's awesome. Well,
What's
I'm
so
glad you like it.
awesome about tracking you guys is we've known you since the very first album, and as you have as well, Kitty. So to watch your songwriting evolve and your performance level of performance evolve, it's going to be different every album. And now that you're on this album, God, every album gives us a new chance to reset, do something new, explore each other's minds a little more. It's gonna be a wonderful journey for you.
Yeah, and I think now, we're in this position where we're set up for, so many years to come from this record, and the what we've tried to accomplish with this album, we've finally managed to accomplish, which is kind of like, this is the album that we've always wanted to make, you know, and it's going to open up so many possibilities for us in the future.
Speaking of years and years, we do understand, because you've had us in here for so long already, we do understand if you don't want us to come back anymore eventually. Are we going to see Elvis? No, you guys have been going to there for 10 years now.
Is that your way of saying you don't want to come back? For a while?
We want to come back, but we'll understand.
We'll always come back.
We just want reassurance.
We want reassurance.
Well, I'll tell you. We didn't do the idea today because I thought it was brilliant, and they all told me I was stupid. I said, look, these guys are getting off a plane from Europe. They're going to have that plane smell.
Yeah.
They just want to go. They want to go to the hotel.
Do we have a plane smell?
You have a plane smell.
Damn it.
They want to go to the hotel and sleep. I would be honored if they would just drop by and say, hey, how you doing? And do a 5-second interview with 5 seconds of summary.
He was insistent we were doing 5 seconds with 5
I
seconds
thought it'd be
of
just,
summer.
it's the best idea because I don't.
I mean, the marketing's there.
I
It's
like
big.
it.
What would you have said in 5 seconds?
I don't know.
Hey,
Well, it's already over.
Youngblood's out today.
Youngblood out now.
Sweet.
Okay.
Check out.
Peace.
All right, how was your flight? Great.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
I know because I don't want to encroach on your day. I know what it's like to sleep on a plane. There's no sleep there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Nope.
But you know what? Trooping through it. We're doing it.
We're
I
fine.
know.
Yeah.
But before you go, I just want to first of all thank you again for showing up.
Thank you.
The number one rule in entertainment is show up. It really is. It's just a
Show
simple
up
one.
to everything.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you for having us. It's not, it's a favor from you guys, not
Yeah,
on us.
thank you.
But thank you for, we've known you a long time and you're still a very nice guy. So that's a good thing too.
What a lovely interview this is.
I actually might cry.
My self-esteem is boosted. Come here more often.
But hold on a second. Hold on. Go back to the very first question and re-answer that question. Before you leave, I want you all to think about this for a second.
Okay.
Go back to, let's say you listen to your very first album, then you listen to your album today. How does it make you feel about where you were and where you are now? Is it an uncomfortable feeling, a feeling of accomplishment? What's the feeling? Michael, what do you think?
I mean, we've grown so much as people and also like so much as musicians. And, I'm just proud, even Crazy Joe was saying to me in the elevator, he's like, there are bands in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame who don't even have 3 records, Like a 3rd record is hard. It's hard for a band to make because, you've done the groundwork and it gets to a point where, you have to consider the possibilities of do you keep pushing through and do you keep, making music. And, it was obvious for us, but, for some artists, it's really hard.
Yeah.
And, for us, this record and, kind of what I said before, I think it's the most important record for us. And, I think that our first 2 records have really set the ground for 5 seconds of summer. And then, Youngblood is on its way to the ceiling.
Callum, do you still enjoy listening to the very first album as compared to this album?
He did,
How's
did it last night when it was 12. It was midnight. And he goes, oh, new album's out, and he plays She Looks So Perfect. Just trolled the whole car.
Yeah, I love this band with my whole heart, but as Michael was saying, there's a big sense of pride that we were able to stay on the same page creatively and as people and as brothers, because we've been through a lot, and there could have been a lot of outcomes of this album.
Oh yeah.
And I think we came out with the best thing. So yeah, I'm very proud of these guys.
There were some alternative outcomes, trust me.
There was, yeah.
They weren't great.
They weren't great, no. But we've pushed through, and I love this band still, and it's my favorite band. So let's go.
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, your band's gonna be your favorite band, and it is. And it's kind of, I don't want it to be a guilty pleasure that I have to hide. I listen to my own band, especially the new album. Not the old one's a little bit weirder.
It's a bit crusty.
Rusty. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
By the way, we're going to get out of here. We're going to take some pictures. You're going to go do your next thing. And then Backstreet Boys is here in 20 minutes.
Oh, that's perfect.
What?
Can you tell them something for us?
Yeah. What?
Whenever there's a lot of fans in a place for something we're doing, we're going, are we Backstreet right now? Hang on, it's like a verb we have.
Yeah.
Like if something's Backstreet, it's crazy.
It's like pandemonium.
Yeah.
Aw,
You gotta let them know.
That's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
They would love that.
They'll like
They're
that.
That's what we
crazy.
call it. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that band for many reasons as well. They're stuck together for so long.
Oh, I had another idea.
It's incredible.
It's like if people were performing today, I wanted 5 Seconds of Summer to do a Backstreet Boys song and Backstreet Boys to do a 5 Seconds of Summer song.
That would be
But no
huge.
one likes
I'd
my
take
ideas.
that.
People hate my
we
ideas.
definitely got the better end of that deal.
Yeah.
I like your ideas.
Thank you.
Stop kissing his butt over there.
Yeah, your ideas
Never.
are so nice.
You're
such a good guy too.
I am the best. All right. They're kissing my ass. Time to go. Of course, Youngblood. Let's keep it at number 1. Make sure you download it today. 5 Seconds of Summer. They're back and they're hitting the road in September. We'll see you at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. That's going to be amazing in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Bring some dollar bills, not for strippers, but for gambling.
I was expecting you to say something else then. But for charity.
So here we are in the Mercedes-Benz Summer Event Interview Lounge. Thank you. 5 Seconds of Summer.
Thank you.